Hey guys, this is Jason. I'm reviewing Warfare, directed by Mendoza and Alex Garland, and it's a new war film that came on HBO Max recently. Now, before I talk about this film, I do want to say that I am aware that my most recent videos have been late reviews of films that have already been out for a while, and you're probably wondering why I'm reviewing this now instead of back when it was in theaters. Well, that's because back when the movie first came out, I was busy with other things like film school and trying to get a job. I also want to say I noticed that a lot of people haven't been subscribing to my channel recently because there are like a bunch of people that have been viewing both my shorts and my videos but haven't been subscribing for some reason. So if you guys like what I do and you enjoy my videos, then please hit the like and subscribe to my channel so that it helps my channel grow. And this film is about a group of Navy SEALs that are trapped inside this apartment in Iraq and trying to protect this family from a terrible war that's happening around them. But then their mission goes wrong when someone outside the apartment keeps them trapped inside, where they have to fight their way to get themselves out of this horrible situation. Like I said before, this movie is directed by Garland and Mendoza, who is actually a retired Navy SEAL in real life, and you can really tell just by watching this film. It feels very realistic. It doesn't feel Hollywoodized or fake. It makes you feel like you're witnessing a horrible moment in the war. And both Mendoza and Garland do a great job here making this film feel more realistic. And it's also great seeing Garland do some more war films. And both Mendoza and Garland do a really good job directing this film. And it's great seeing Alex Garland direct some more war films because he mostly comes from a sci-fi movie background when it comes to directing his films. And of course taking a departure from that with last year's Civil War, which I really liked. Except with Civil War, that wasn't exactly a war movie. That movie was really about a drama that takes place during a war, while you still get to see some dark and horrific moments that you would see in a war. And this movie is pretty much like Civil War, except you actually see more of the war stuff happen when you see the characters try to get out of this apartment. And this movie does not waste any time when it starts. It just shows you the soldiers go into the apartment and try to protect this family from all the horrible stuff happening around them. It doesn't waste any time. It doesn't focus on other things that have dragged the runtime. It just takes you into that story and you get to see how it all plays out. And I also gotta talk about the acting because they are all top notch as these Navy SEALs like Joseph Quinn, Will Poulter, Kit Connor, and Michael Gandolfini. They all did a really good job at making their characters feel realistic and grounded. I also gotta talk about the sound design for this film. It is really good. Whenever a grenade goes off and you would just get a point of view of a character reacting to what's happening, and all you hear are just ringing sounds and characters sounding muffled in front of that character. And would of course get realistic sound effects for whenever a grenade or a rocket goes off, or when you hear gunfire or explosions happening from outside the apartment. When it comes to the sound design, this movie does not disappoint with that. This movie also doesn't use any music for the scenes, and I actually think that's a good thing because it still shows you that the characters are going through a horrible situation and you still feel like you're in the moment even without a soundtrack playing. And the lack of music definitely adds more to the realism, and when you would see more of that in the production design as well, and with the sound design, they definitely make you feel like you're in this horrible moment. Now, keep in mind, this is still a war film, and it doesn't shy away from some of the brutal or dark moments that would happen in a war, so if you're squeamish about seeing some blood and violence or gunfire, then don't watch this movie because it has a lot of that. Or if you're just not into watching war films at all because of that, then don't watch it because this movie can be pretty brutal. And for me personally, I will say this movie's not quite as good as Civil War, mostly because that film still had some character development where you see the characters becoming who they later become by the end of the film. You understand where they're coming from, you understand what their motives are, and you get to see how their motives work as that film progressed. And you also get to learn more about those characters in that film. Here, though, you don't learn anything about these characters, unfortunately, because most of them are just Navy SEALs that are just trying to help this family, and that's it. You don't get any backstory, you don't get any character motivation on why they're doing that or how they got themselves in this situation. You just see them do it, which is my only issue with this film. You don't get to learn anything about these characters, you just see them stuck in a situation and there's not a lot of breathe time. And this movie does have the same issue I have with another war film, Dunkirk, which is a really good movie, but the character development in that film was lacking. But what made up for that is really good direction, a great score. It still makes you feel like you're in a horrible moment. And that's what this film accomplished really well. The feeling of being at war and how horrible it is to be stuck in the middle of it. Warfare is a great war movie. Sure, it should have had some more character development to get me to understand where the characters are coming from and get me to care about what's going on. But what does make up for that is that it makes you feel like you're in a horrible moment with the characters. It has great acting, brutal moments that can be hard for some people to watch, and it doesn't waste any time on other things that don't relate to this situation at all. This is a great film from Ray Mendoza, which, by the way, is his directorial debut, and I am looking forward to seeing what else he does in the future. And this is another great film from Alex Garland as well, and so far I have loved most of his films. I haven't seen all of his films, but I've seen enough to know that he is a great director. Now, this next part is a side point. It doesn't relate to Warfare at all, but it's something I've been wanting to say for months on this channel. Now, I think Alex Garland is a great choice for a possible Halo movie. I know they did a TV series a couple of years back, but I still think he's a great choice for a movie, because if you think about the games and Garland's filmography, that's actually a perfect choice for a Halo movie, where you would look at the AI side from Ex Machina and have that be a big thing with Cortana, have the war aspect from Warfare for the Marines, have some of the bloody horror moments from Annihilation and 28 Days Later for the Flood, and some character building moments from Civil War onto both Master Chief and Cortana. And that for me is why I think he's a perfect choice to direct a Halo film. What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments below. Warfare is a great movie that doesn't shy away from any of the brutal moments that you would usually see in a war, and it's definitely one of the best war movies out there, up there with movies like Saving Private Ryan, Dunkirk, Black Hawk Down, and I do recommend watching it if you either missed it in theaters or haven't bought the Blu-ray yet or haven't watched it on HBO Max yet. I'm gonna give Warfare an A. So guys, if you have seen Warfare either in theaters or at home, what do you think about it? Do you think it's one of the best war movies, or do you think it's overrated and didn't do the original story justice? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing, because it helps my channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you know what other videos I'm posting. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.